Amy, if the Dutch are up here and the Americans are somewhere down here, how have things changed since the passage of the Evidence Act? Are we making progress in terms of closing that gap?
I think I have to say yes, but it is a qualified yes. We're still waiting for a lot of really important regs to come out of OMB. For instance, the presumption of accessibility. There was a lot of hand waving saying, oh, the federal agencies that have data are going to have to say yes to a data sharing request unless it is clearly prohibited by law. Okay, so that yes unless provision, people were revved up. Now, let me put some more bounds around that. That request is coming from the federal statistical system, so they are the ones allowed to make the request. They are supposed to get the data, but then they're using it for their purposes. So there are mechanisms in place in the US to give researchers, whether they're health researchers, social science, limited access through the enclaves that are in place. There's 32 of them. It's a big country. Is that doing enough? So you've got this geographic limitation, you've got financial limitation, it's expensive to get in there. So we can say, yes, look at the progress we've made, but there are so many caveats. Similarly, the Evidence Act, it set up a lot of jobs. It made people chief data officers, chief statistical officers, chief evaluation officers, but that was kind of an unfunded mandate. Now you have these people running around and they aren't necessarily coordinated. So it's as though we've created some more bureaucracy that ticks a lot of boxes, but it's unclear how that is having material impact on more data being used to create more information products, create better science and things like that. Now, I don't mean for it to sound completely negative, because also through the Evidence Act, you had the Advisory Committee on Data for Evidence Building came out with too many. I was actually on that committee. There were like 42 recommendations. And I joke that we got paid by the word for the report. Like it was this thick report talking about all the things the US government should do, but then without really the backup of how are we going to do it? Who is going to do it? What are our targets for getting it done? So I think that it is inspiring, but not necessarily inspiring as much action as some of us would like to see.